Hello everyone, thanks for watching this video. So the scope of this video is to understand the if-else condition in Python, and this is the 7th video of Python playlist in API POTHI. So the here technically why we are going to use the if-else condition. Basically if-else condition is the decision maker or conditional operation that we are going to use in our coding basis. Assume that in a class or in a school we have the grade system, like a student who will get the marks or who will score the marks between 100 to 90%. For them the grade is defined as a. In the same way, a student who secured the marks between 90 to 80, for them grade is defined as a b. Same as for 80 to 70 and 70 to 60, C and D respectively. So when we are going to write the set of code, we are ensuring that where the list of a student who are all fall into the category 100 into 90, for them we need to write the logic and we need to assign the grade as a. And then same way, a student or list of a student who scored the marks between 90 to 80, for that we need to assign the grade as a b, respectively C and D for other, right? So this kinds of conditional statement or decision making statement we need to perform while doing our regular coding. In Python, for that we have the one conditional operation called if-else condition, which is basically helping us to take the decision and execute the set of applicable code, or set of applicable statement. So the first syntax came is that if statement, only if statement. Here we have the if, then condition and the statement. The flow is go like that. If this condition is true, then this statement will execute. If this condition is false, this statement will never execute. Okay. So now coming to for if condition, assume that we have the x equal to 10. Okay. And we are just making the condition if x is greater than 5, then we need to say print x is greater than 5. Okay, here it should be colon, right? Now let me execute this code. You see x is greater than 5 because obviously 10 is greater than 5, hence it is executing this one. Now I am just keeping here second statement, x is greater than 5, just for second statement. Now let me run this code. It will also printing this one. So if x is greater than 5, all the statement which is below this one, it should execute. Same way, I'm just making intentionally x is not greater than 5. Let me comment this code and then just execute this code. Okay, in Python space matters. Now what I am doing is instead of 5, I'm just keeping 50. So what technically here it is getting calculated, 10 is greater than 50. Obviously 10 is not greater than 50, then this condition is false. Hence this condition is false, so this statement should not be executed. Now let me run this code. You see this statement is not getting executed. So if this condition is false, all the below statements should not be executed. Now what do you mean by all the below? Now what I'm trying to do, just copy this one, take the backup, paste it here and comment this one. Okay. Now paste it here. What I am doing is I am just doing like that. Okay. Technically what is happening is 10 is greater than 50, which is false. This statement is not getting printed. Now this second statement out of if, this is not part of, or this is not inside the if, because if you see here space are there, so this is if one space ahead this one. So for this if, this is the only statement. This statement line number 24 is not the statement of this if, because I have not given this tab, right? If I need to give that tab, then it should be there, I mean in that way, sorry, in that way. But now I am not giving the tab, I am just making this print out of this if. If I will run, hence this statement is false also, this print statement will execute successfully. See, right? This is because this statement is no more part of the if condition. This is something like out of if. Okay. So now what we understood here is that if condition is true, all the statement which is attached with this if will execute. If condition is false, all the statement attached with this if will not execute. If condition is false, okay, false here, the condition which is attached with if not execute, but the condition which is not attached with the if will execute. In the same way, just copy this one, paste it here. Okay, and now just make this condition true. Just comment this code. Okay, now make this condition true. 10 is greater than 5, which is perfectly fine. Now what will happen is this will print. Okay, along with that, this code is also getting printed, because this code is not depends upon this statement, whether if condition is true or if condition is false. So line number 31 is not depends upon the condition what if is making. This condition is only depend on the condition what if is making. Now if we will execute, it should print this and this also, because condition I am making as a true. You see, both it is printing it. So please remember this concept. Now I'm just commenting this one. So this was the simple if statement, condition 1 and case 2. In case 2 we understood that if condition is true, all the below statement will execute successfully. If condition is false, will not execute either of them, or who is not attached with the condition, that will execute either in true or in false condition, right? Now coming to the another one called if-else condition. If-else condition says that the syntax is you have the if, we have the condition. If this condition is true, this statement which is attached with this one will execute. If this condition is false, direct control will come here and the statement 2 will execute. Okay. So if condition is true, statement 1 will execute. If condition is true, statement 2 will execute. Now let's come to the another one. Okay. Now as per the syntax, just say x equal to 10, right? If x is greater than 5, if x is greater than 5, I would say print x is greater than 5. Fine. If not, then I would say else x is not greater than 5. Now let me run this one. It should print that x is greater than 5 because this condition is true, right? Same way, just copy this one and then comment this code. Okay. Now I just want to write a code in such a manner that the first condition should be false. So I want to execute technically else condition. So now I am just keeping here 50. So 10 is greater than 50. Obviously 10 is not greater than 50. Hence this statement will not execute. Then which statement will execute? Only this one. Now let me run this code. You see here x is not greater than 50. This is executing because this condition is false here. Okay. In the same way, just copy this one, paste it here, comment this code. Here I can say Control C, Control V. Statement 1. Statement 2. Statement 3. Now if I will run, please put the answer into your comment section. What would be the answer? Okay. Pause the video and put the answer in comment section. Now let's move. Now what is happening here is x, okay, which is 10 is greater than 50. Nothing. This condition is false. I just want to make this condition as a true intentionally. Now what will happen? This condition is true because 10 is greater than 5, which is obvious. Now the control will come here. And what are the statements which is attached with this if condition will getting printed successfully? Not else condition. You see, statement 1 and statement 2 is getting printed successfully. Statement 3 is not getting printed successfully because statement 3 is attached with the else and hence else will not execute because if is true, right? Now just copy this one, paste it here, comment this code and then just copy this one, paste it here, okay, and say statement 3, statement 4, okay. Now what I am trying to do, okay, now I am trying to run. Let me know the answer of this code in comment section. Pause the video and then write the answer. Okay, now what is happening is 10 is greater than 5, which is true. As per rule, this two statement has to execute like our code. Perfectly fine. This else condition will not execute, which is also perfectly fine. Now the question is on statement 4 whether this statement will execute or not. This statement should execute because this statement is not attached with this else condition. This statement is out of else condition. Here see no spaces are there. Hence statement 1, 2 and 4 has to print. Let me see. You see 1, 2 and 4 is getting printed. Okay. So good. So this was the else condition. Case 1, case 2 both we have covered. Now coming to the another condition called if elif else if, something like that. We can say if else if. This is in Java but Python also, but the spelling is that elif. Okay. Condition here is that we have the if condition, we have the statement written. Respective if condition, we have the else condition, else if condition. For that also statement is written. So we can write multiple else if, like for the marks which is between 10 and 90. this will execute the grade A. Marks is between 19 and 80, this will execute the grade B. Marks will 80 and 70, it will execute the grade C. Marks is in between 70 and 60, grade D. Marks is less than 60, we can say else. This is the last statement. Okay, so like that we can make the chain of a statement, which is nothing but in Python we can define in a such a way. Okay, now what we can do, coming to the coding area directly, just comment this code also. Okay, all the codes are commented. Now what, third one, right? So third one, if statement is else. Okay, now we can say x equal to 10. Okay, if, okay, x is greater than 2, we can say print x is greater than 2. Fine. Now we can say here another condition saying that else if x is greater than 5, okay, we need to say here x is greater than 5. Okay, now the same way I must need to put here, if x is greater than 7, we can say 7. Okay, in the same way this chain will keep growing. At the end I want to end, so we can say that else, okay, print x is not greater than 2, 5, 6, because this statement, this else will execute only when these are all statement will becomes false. So here if this becomes, this statement will execute only when x is not greater than 2, neither greater than 5 nor greater than 6. Now let me run this code. Okay, so if you see x is greater than 2, okay, which is perfectly fine. X is greater than 2 and 10 is greater than 2, perfectly fine. Now does it means that x 10 is not greater than 5? Then it should also print this one, right? It is not printing this one, because as soon as this getting true, it just ran this one and then it just came out of this one. It is not bothering that, okay, I also need to check this condition also. Okay, now what I'm doing is I'm just commenting this one. Okay, technically if you see, these are all condition are true only, but hence first is getting true, so Python is not bother on to execute the another one. Now what I'm doing is I'm just commenting this code, and instead of 2 I'm just making this one 20. Now what will happen is that x is greater than 20, 10 is greater than 20, no. Now this will come here, 10 is greater than 5, fine, it will print this one. Then it is not bothered to come here and here, it will directly come out of everything. Okay, now let me run this code. X is greater than 5, x was not greater than 2, hence this statement got true. It is just executed all the cases and came out of this one. It is not bothered to do this one. Okay, Now what I am trying to do, I am just copying this one and let me comment this one here. Instead of 5 I want just giving the 50 60. Okay, technically what is happening now, this is condition 10 is greater than 20, no. 10 is greater than 50, no. 10 is greater than 60, no. Now which one is true? It will directly come to the here. So here 20, 50, 60. Let me run this code. So x is not greater than 20, 50 and 60. It is printing here. Now there is one more cases are remaining here. One more thing. Put it here. Now I am just copying this one, keeping here. Copying this one, keeping here. Copying this one, keeping here. Okay. Just say statement 1. Okay. Copy here. Copy here. Okay. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now let me run this code. It will print the last one only, which is perfectly fine. Now I'm just making any of the condition is true. First condition I'm making as is true. What will happen is the all the statement which is here, it will print 1 and 2. It will print both 1 and 2. Perfectly fine. Now I want to put another statement here like that. Okay. As we see earlier, we can put some condition here also out of this if condition. But here we cannot put because if you see here, it is giving error. The reason is that there should not be any statement between if and else if condition. Okay. That's the reason it is throwing the error. So this is the tightly attached. Okay. It should not be any condition in between. If you really interested to do the condition, okay, you can put it here. So here you can say I am not part of any condition, neither else. Now what will happen here is x is 10, it will print this 2. Along with that, it will print this one also. Let me run. You see it is printing statement 1 and statement 2, which is from this area, and it is directly coming and printing this one. It is printing I am not part of any this one condition. So this was the if else condition. Okay. So like that statement 1, statement 2, statement 3, statement 4, statement n minus 1 and last statement is statement n. Okay. Now coming to the shorthand writing if and else condition. Concept remains same. Whatever till now we have understood, concept remains same. It's just that the way of writing the code is different. That's all. Which is only applicable when we are writing or when we have some small set of code, one-liner code. For that, like we have the if condition and then a statement we are writing just below after one tab. But here we can write in one line also, right? We can say here x equal to 10. Okay, as per this one, we can say y equal to 20 also. Okay, and here we can say if x is greater than y, x is not greater than y anyhow. So what I will do here, x is greater than y. Okay, let me put 100. Okay, then now print saying that x is greater than 20. So technically what I am doing is, this is the one liner code. Even though I can keep it like that also, there is no problem with that. But as per the shorthand, we can write the code into the same line also. If you run this one, it will give you the x is greater than 20, right? In the same way, we can put here, just comment this one. So we can say x is less than y. Okay, x is less than y. Let me run this code. X is not less than y because x is 100, right? So just remove the 110 and now it run. X is, so okay, you see x is greater than 20. What I was thinking here is like that it should go. Okay, just for backup. Okay, now comment this one. Okay, and this one is for this one. Okay, so this was the shorthand for writing the if condition. Again, coming to the next for the if else, we have the statement is true if condition, else statement is false. So here, if this condition is true, then this statement will print. If this statement is false, then this statement will print. If this condition is true, this one will going to print. If this one is false, this one is going to print. That's all. So what we have to say here, x equal to 20, y equal to 30, right? What here it is trying to say is, if x is greater than y, okay, like that. If x is greater than y, then print here, say x is greater than y. Okay, this condition is true. Else we can say print x is not greater than y. As simple as it is. If x is greater than y, condition is true, then print this one, else print this one. As per this one, x is 20, which is not greater to 30. It means that x is not greater than y. It should print x is not greater than y. Copy the same. Comment this one. And here we can say, okay, 200. X is greater than y. Now it should print the first statement saying that x is greater than y. Okay. So this was the if else condition for one liner code only, not more than one liner. So this is all about the conditional statement called if and else in Python. Thanks for watching this video.